it going? Good to see you. Welcome back to Librophiliac Knits. I am Kat, and I'm coming to you today from an empty house, which is a real rarity. I was super looking forward to having a few moments alone, and then all of a sudden I realized that I could record and not be disturbed by anyone, and I'm so excited. So, hi, how are you? Look, I really went for it with the makeup today. I hope you enjoy a red lip. It's to go with my finished object. Yeah, I'm putting a red bra under a see-through shirt because I can. Because I'm a grown lady. I have been snowed in for a couple of days. And, I mean, it's not really that bad. I'm watching cars go by right now. But if I don't have to leave, why should I? So what did I want to talk to you about today? Today we're going to talk about a couple of new things that I finished making and a couple of things I'm working on and some new crafts I have been really excited to get into and a couple of, well, having to acquire new crafts means that I had to acquire some new possessions. So those are the things we're going to talk about. I'm trying a different format. So here, I'll lean back because apparently the camera can't handle both of us at the same time. So look at this. Hey, I have blocked off the doorway because it's not as pretty, but look, it's my room. This is my bedroom, which is also my craft space because I am not one of those cool people that gets to have a craft room as yet. Maybe when my daughter moves out. Though I doubt it. Somehow I doubt that'll work out for me. How do we feel about a lean back? I just was thinking that sometimes the thing that I enjoy about other people's podcasts is checking out the interesting spaces behind them. They've got all this stuff going on and you can see, you know, what kind of art they're into. You can't really see that for me, but just, it helps you know the human a little bit more to see what kind of spaces they inhabit. And although I love the background of my screen here, it doesn't give you anything but me to look at. And I know that I'm just wonderful, but maybe you like being distracted by backgrounds. So here we all are. So the first thing that I finished in my finished object list of 2. Oh wait, no, that's not true. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, okay. Sorry. The 2 things that I can show you live and in person is my As If tee, which I went back in my Ravelry queue and looked, and I cast this on in June of 2022. And then I got, well, it's been a process. So hang on, I'm going to give you a picture. Look, now I have all this space I can move behind and you can see my shirt. It's a crop shirt. It's got a see-through everything. It looks good without a bra too, but you know, that I wanted to see what the red bra under black shirt vibe would look like. So here we all are. Coffee. Oh, it's already tepid. That's a bummer. So, oh yeah, check out. My daughter reminded me that I used to wear pencils in my hair all the time, but pencils get caught because of the sometimes there's a gap between the lead and the wood, and so I got away from that. And then I found these giant straight needles, and I thought, well, they're really short too. What on earth? They'd probably be really good. They're size 11s. Good for maybe teaching a new kid something, but not something I'm using personally. So why not make it a hair accessory? It's working so far. Anyway, so I saw this As If tee years ago at this point, and I was really excited about making it, and it didn't seem like it would take very long because, you know, it's a cropped t-shirt, short sleeves, short body, you know, shouldn't be that bad. Well, originally my idea, and I forgot, this is the problem with having a large stash, I forgot that I had something that would have worked better, but my idea was, it's supposed to be an Aran weight for the fabric part, and I am holding Paragon Sport from Knit Picks double, but I had actually purchased another Knit Picks yarn called a Luxe, and they didn't have the color I wanted. The one that I ended up getting was like a cream and gold combo. I didn't grab it, but I tried holding them double, the black and the cream and gold, and it gave me a fabric that I thought that I would probably wear never. I just thought I'm gonna wear this once or twice because I made this thing and I feel like I have to, and then I'm never gonna reach for this. It's not a thing that I would go for. And so I wasn't very far along in my knitting, so I just ripped it out. And then I went back and I double checked my math and I crossed my fingers and I hoped for the best, and it worked because I managed to finish the shirt holding double the yarn that I had originally planned to hold double something else. And I have my leftover ball is like this big, and I am super excited about it. Like all black, I wear a lot of black, so like an all black shirt, that's a thing. Oh, the brow's really an all black shirt is a thing that I will wear, and you know, it's soft and it's a little bit warm but not too warm, so I think this might be a thing that I'm into. So then I was following the pattern and I was looking at other people's finished work, and the one that I saw, you know, Park and Knit, I don't know if you know who this is, but she's a designer, but she also seems to be a tester for a lot of other people because she usually has like the cutest one on somebody else's list of made projects. And she made one in black, and going back to look at it for like a third or fourth time, I realized that the mohair part that she used for the see-through is actually a gray, but it just looked really good and I wanted to try that. But the other thing was that the cups were lower. Some people, like if you follow the pattern, the cups were supposed to be way up, and you know, now that I'm having this brow problem, I guess I can see the point of that, but it didn't seem right. So I decided to let it be a little lower. I mean, this is where my cleavage falls, so it fits that part. I'll have to try it with a different brow. I think this might be too much even for me. So I was getting creative about, and I was trying to knit it in the round, and there's some weird holes here because I had to fix that later, but I tried to knit it in the round for a while and it wasn't really working, and then I had to rip back, and ripping back in mohair is a disaster, and I put it in timeout. I didn't want to deal with it. I had better things to do. And then lo and behold, it was February, the lovely month of Black History Month, and I realized that I wanted to participate in the Black Knitters Black History Month make-along, and I was looking around for like stuff that I could make by a black pattern designer or yarn dyer or whatever, and I realized that Shay Johnson, who designed this, happens to be a black woman, and so, well, if works in progress are allowed for this make-along, then sign me up, because I can finally induce myself to finish this shirt. And it didn't take very much, to be honest. It was knit flat and then seamed back together. I did a 3-needle bind off, and actually the seams on the outside, it probably would have looked better if I'd done it on the inside, but I don't care. It looks fine. Could you tell before I said anything? No, you couldn't. It looks like a seam, and seams with mesh fabrics like this always look like a seam. It doesn't matter if they're inside or outside or what, so whatever. So anyway, I actually got a little distracted, and I made the made the back panel too long, like way too long, and I had to rip it back. And then I finally got this where I liked it, and I see, yeah, 3 needle bind off, did an extra row along the front because this side was shorter than that side, and then picked up for the collar, picked up for the cuffs, just barely had enough. Looks uneven. And I'm super excited about it. It's really soft. The Paragon has like alpaca in it, I think. There will be links below so that you can look stuff up if you really care. Otherwise, yeah, you're just here for hanging out with me. Hi, nice to see ya. So this is the first thing I finished, and I'm really excited about it. Yeah. And the other thing that I finished, and this was a total like dark night, came out of nowhere, and I banged it out basically in a long week off with a couple of extra days, was the baby sweaters that I showed you. I think I showed you in the last episode. I hope I showed them to you in the last episode. I will include pictures of the finished objects, and they are so stinking cute. I put in buttonholes forever, like all the way down the placket, and then I did the thing. This is now the second time I've done this lately, and I don't feel sad about it. Sewing on buttons is not my favorite thing to do. So I put 2 buttons on each, which is more than enough to keep a squirmy baby in their cardigan. But I made a pair of cardigans for a pair of twins, and they all came from the same. That's not true. They were mixed and matched from 2 different self-striping yarns that I thought went well together, because it was like a grello situation, and I didn't know if bright yellow and dark gray would be fair. So one of them is like cream and like gray green, and the other one is gray and cream, or tan, taupe. But and the buttons, I made the buttons match. Everything else didn't really match, which is great. I like that. And twins, but not twins, if you know what I mean. Twins, but not identical. How about that? Because it's not sisters, but not twins. Because they are both siblings and twins. But anyway. Yeah, so I was really excited about that. And I can't wait for pictures. The babies are not big enough to fit them yet. They're like 6-month size. So soon. Maybe. All right. So that's all I have for, oh, no, I lied. I didn't show you this yet. I was excited, but I had to talk about the baby sweaters first. The third and final finished object that I have for today is a hexapoof that looks like the flag of Texas, the Lone Star State. And on the back, Minnesota. And this tiny little thing is the first intarsia I have done in probably 10 years. Just this part, going back and forth between the white and the red. Normally when I make a hexapoof, I knit them in the round. So that was, I had to go back and forth and just make them attach to each other so that I could get the color exchange that I wanted. But this one is from my stash of hexapoofs that I had before. Thanks, Wax, for helping me pick it up. These are for my friend Caidree, also known as T-Slam, from my roller derby life. And Caidree moved away to Texas. And we were talking, and we decided that we would, just for funsies, do a little knitting exchange, because we are knitting friends from afar. And so, this one's a real, like, low level like requirement for time and energy, which is great because Caidree is living on a farm these days, and I'm sure she's very busy doing other things, like posting adorable Instagram pictures of her chickens, which I'm all about. Anyway, I am sending these to Caidree, and I am real excited to find out what she sends to me. So we did a make one and dig one up from stash, and that's the whole thing. We're just sending each other a little present for no particular reason, because why not? Because we're friends and we love each other. Ah. Okay, anyway. So those are my finished objects, and I am really excited about them. The other thing that I am making for the Black History Month make-along, which ends at the end of February, is also one of my brand new obsessions. I bought myself a new set of Tunisian crochet hooks. Dun, 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 whee! And I am making the Astrologishawl. I think I got it in one. And this is a pattern by a new friend of mine whose design name or Instagram handle or designing, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, is KnotBadBritt, K-N-O-T. KnotBadBritt. KnotBadBritt. I'm really loving this. I've never done, oh, that's the back. Here's the front with my little stitch marker. Look, it's a star. The star is for the spine, just so I remember. Hey, and right now it's helping me count. But originally it was to show me where the center seam was. But now I'm actually learning to read the stitches, which I'm really excited about. This is so much fun. I was having so much fun knitting, crocheting on this that I was rewarding myself for knitting on this by allowing myself to do a couple of rows of this, like a before and an after of the crochet before I went back to the knitting so that I could finish my shirt finally. I still have to look at it. Like, I can't wait until maybe I can figure out how to do this without looking, but I'm really enjoying it. And it's squishy, and it's using a whole bunch of fun old yarn that I've had in my deep stash. Here, let me talk about it. This is Malabrigo Rios, and I believe this one is the Chameleon colorway. And then this navy blue is a reason to go to yarn festivals. I bought this a couple of years ago at our Shepherd's Harvest Festival that happens every Mother's Day weekend. It is, I have the thing here, I wrote it down, but the Prairie Spun DK spun and dyed by the Brown Sheep Company in Mitchell, Nebraska. And these were seconds. And there's some like slightly thinner parts. I haven't seen a lot of extra like tied knots or anything, so it's not from breakage. It just wasn't good enough for some reason or other. But they were selling them for $4 a skein. So I have 2 whole skeins of this, and I'm gonna kind of use it in between all the other bits and bobs that I have. I'm planning to use this, which is the other Malabrigo Rios that I have, called Aniversario. Unless I've got them backwards. I bought them at the same time and I took the bands off immediately, and I've been using them together all along. They were both in my Guthrie sweater, which is a Fair Isle sweater, and the background was like this yellow goldenrod sort of color, and then I used these. They look so similar that I bought them together in the store, and it wasn't until I got home that I realized that they were technically separate colorways. And you can see the difference with this knit up, how much more teal is in this. And this is got green, but none of it is teal. But yeah, I didn't notice initially. Oh, and here's the third one. See, so I've got these, and this, they've just been laying around forever, and it's time for them to live in something that I love. And then I've got these, and these are Madeline Tosh vintage. I think this one is hosta, or this one's hosta blue, and this one, no, I can't remember. I will link it below if I can find the names. And they are living in my sister's project bag. Actually, all of my projects are living in my sister's project bag. But look, I found some more of my pins. You got, that is, Gigi made it. Anyway, so that is the Black History Month project I've still got in the works. And then another knit along, make along that I am participating in that just started in the middle of February and is going until mid to late March, if I remember correctly, is the Color Me Happy Cowl, or make along, whatever. And the premise, the premise of it is, well, it was originally for a pattern by Samantha Guerin, the Cowl, collar. That's what it is. And it's one of those things where it looks like a sweater when you got your coat on, and then when you take it off, it's just like a turtleneck with a little placket in the front and the back, and it's I don't know if I will use one of those, so I did not attempt to make that just now. But I did have my shift cowl that I meant to make for the Fluff to Stuff make along in like 2021, I think. And it's just been sitting. I originally tried to use some other handspun of mine that absolutely did not work. And I got just like a couple of rows and it starts from the bottom. So like I had probably knit like 20 stitches and I was like, nope, this isn't going to work. I don't like this. It wasn't, no, whatever. I wasn't going to have enough yarn. The yarn that I was trying to use was absolutely the wrong gauge. Like it was probably a bulky weight yarn when this stuff is supposed to be done in sport. And so I just sat on it forever because I didn't know what to do. It wasn't going to work. And then, I've done some more spinning since then. And I just recently got inspired, not just by this new server I'm on, the Great Stash Down on Discord, but also, every YouTuber and person that I know who does anything with making their own yarn, all they talk about is you gotta use your own handspun. And I keep spinning yarn and not using it. And what is the point of that? So I finally decided to listen to the advice of my peers, and this is all my own handspun. Look at how fun these colors are. And look how different from one bit to the next. Here's the back. This is the first time I've ever done mosaic knitting, so that's new to me. I also had to rip this back because I knew that I was off somehow. I had messed up somewhere, and I could tell that it was wrong when I tried to do it because things weren't lining up, and I tore it back until it lined up again, and now it is working, and it's so easy once you haven't miscounted. Here, I will show you what I've got left of the colors I'm using so far. So this one's a 3-ply, and I am a bad spinner. I do not keep good notes. I just play with what I have. I've been buying stuff sort of willy-nilly when I get the chance. So you see how there's like a lime green and a deep teal and sort of a light bluish, ooh, that's really soft color. And I 3-plied, which I hadn't done very much of, and I'm enjoying it. It is still kind of a scratchy yarn. And then this is just loud neons. And I was like, I don't know what I would use this for, but as a contrast color, like is not a main color. It's great. It's working out really well. It's not, and this with my hair, hello, it's all gonna work so well. I'm really excited about it. I'm using the very last remnants of this very special ball of, look how fuzzy that halo is. Oh, it's better when I, this is my handspun with the Angora. And oh my gosh, you guys, I took my mittens made with this outside yesterday for 2.5 hours. And I did fair isle knitting with just like every other stitch because I wanted it to be like a nice thick fabric, and I didn't really care about, I was using yarns that weren't gonna like really pop out from each other a lot anyway, and I just wanted to make sure that my hands were toasty warm. And my mittens for 2.5 hours of like putting my hands straight down in the snow to stand up, to sled, to drag the toddler around, to do some shoveling, to make snowballs. Like, my hands never got cold. They got a tiny bit damp, like a tiny bit, because, you know, some moisture is gonna make its way through. But never did my hands get freezing cold like they always did. My other mittens that I swore by, that I loved so much, were terrible in the snow. And so I was always like going back to this pair of like ski gloves from the 90s that I still have from when I was a kid, that those are actually starting to lose all their waterproofness also. And my hands stayed so warm even when my mittens were completely encased in snow. I couldn't believe it, and I was so happy with them, and now I just need to get them to dry off so I can wear them again. But yeah, so Angora, the water repellent and warmth properties of wool and Angora combined together is ideally suited for mittens in Minnesota, let me tell you, because that was phenomenal. I am so excited. All right, that was item number 2. Well, I don't know. I grabbed this just to show you. I have not been working on this, and I don't know when I will be working on this. So, in fact, I may frog this. I was making the big, what's it called? Hang on, I made notes today. The Woolly Tops Triangle Shawl by Caidree. But it's in this goofy, super fake fuzzy yarn, and I just thought I wanted like a big, it's just supposed to be a giant triangle, but can't see it because it's all bunched up on this. Oh, look, I'm dropping stitches left and right. I don't know. I might finish it just for the sake of finishing it. Not because I really want it, and then maybe I'll just donate it or something, but it's just a giant triangle shawl. I was having fun with it for this many rows. And then I stopped. So, oh, and it's coming apart. And then, well, I showed you one, and I forgot to grab the rest of it. It's right over here. You know, I'll lean back so colors again. This right here, the reason that this is allowed to be in the shot is because that's a big chunk of my stash. That whole dresser is just full of yarn, except for one drawer still had clothes in it, and then one drawer is full of fiber for spinning. You can see my spinning wheel there. And Wax's cool chair that she gave me. Thank you. Thank you. Other things I got for funsies in the mail because I wanted my own. I bought my daughter crochet hooks ages ago, and I got myself basically the cheapest thing on Amazon that I could find, and I have not actually tried them yet, but I'm excited to have my own. Here, this is the one I'm gonna need right away. I want to make myself some baskets. There have been a couple of spots, like I have wooden baskets galore because my mother loves them and she passes them along to me. But I have a toddler and he breaks everything. So I thought that some cloth baskets would be safer. And maybe that's what I'll use that golden stuff for. I have like one ball of t-shirt yarn that I've never used and I think would probably be ideally suited for this sort of thing. So I'm excited to not be a knitting snob and also get into some crochet, because there are things in crochet that I have always wanted to be able to make that I have not been able to make because I was afraid of that. Actually, what it is that I get frustrated with how slow the going is when I don't know how to do something. So like when I started the Astrologishawl, I was just like gonna go for it. I just want to try something. This is supposed to be beginner friendly, which it totally is. But right through the first row, I was like, I had to look up every single thing. And so I was like, no, this isn't gonna work. And so I grabbed some, I grabbed some navy blue cotton yarn, and I watched some YouTube episodes. TL Yarn Crafts is sort of the lady that everybody swears by, and she does great tutorials. She's actually, some of her patterns are basically available as a come along with me and crochet podcast episode. So that's probably what I'm going to make next. I'm really excited about it. But I ended up just making swatches that are about the size of washcloths out of cotton yarn so that I could master all the stitches involved. And because of that, now I can just go. I know what I'm doing, which is great. And so I want to do the same thing with crochet, because that the inability to read the pattern and know what that means. You know, if it says single crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, half double, I don't know what those things, I know what they are theoretically, but like my brain doesn't know exactly what they look like. I'm trying to get better about reading the stuff, and I want to do it. I want to learn the things. Speaking of learning new things, the other thing that I have gotten into, and this gets into the last of my acquisitions and the end of my episode, is oh, come here. Support spindles. Look at this beauty. This one is by Yarn Spindles, and this would be called a Tibetan because of the low flat whirl here. And, man, I mean, this is just beautiful woodworking, among other things. Some of these come with a metal tip, but I went for the wooden tip just to start with because, I don't know, I'm a novice. I didn't think, because let's be honest, I have a great fear that the toddler will get a hold of these and he will use them to stab things. And if there's a metal tip, it makes them more dangerous for everyone. I had a couple of little bowls laying around the house so that I could work on spinning. And I have just been learning with wool that I process myself. It's probably much slower going because of that. And what I'm spinning, look at how fine this is. And of course, speaking of things I need to work on when the toddler is not around, when Chase sees me doing this, he wants to help me spin it. So he's, let me help. And he is helping me spin, but it's not a soothing process. Trying to allow the 4-year-old to be of use. So that is number one. And number two, which I'm really excited about because it is so beautiful. I mean, speaking of work of art, this is cherry wood and this is hand-blown glass. This is a Stephen Willett Russian spindle. Look at how fun that is. I couldn't resist the swirling rainbow of goodness. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. Whee! All right. Oh. Tashi spun this on her palm and it just kept going forever. It wasn't one of these, but still. I have a long way to go. And while I was digging around looking for something, actually, what I was looking for was a part for one of my other spinning wheel, not this one. I have two. And the other one, a little piece of wood on part of the whirl that the drive band goes over had broken off, and I found it while I was cleaning. I had set it aside so it was somewhere safe. I don't even remember how it broke now. Probably, I mean, one can assume child, but and I found some wood glue, and while I was digging around finding all the bits and bobs and putting them back together again, because I have glued it and I shimmed it and it looks like it's gonna work and I'm really excited about it. But I found one roll. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it. Let me show you. It's right here. Oh. Forgot to grab it. Where's my entry point? Here, I'm gonna bump something. Okay. Oh, I found this one Rolag that I was sent along as like a free gift with purchase for other Rolags that I've already spun up. And I was originally going to try and make them all go together, but I didn't end up doing that. But I am so excited. I think this is... I'm going to practice a little bit more with some stuff that I don't care as much about. But look how beautiful. Look at how pretty this is. And then once I'm allowing myself to buy more things, I think I will buy a lot more of this. Because it's so beautiful and it's so soft. And this is from... I found her on Etsy, but she's actually here in Minnesota. In Zimmerman, I think. And look how pretty that is. I'm going to use this real egg to work on my woolen spinning and on my support spindling all at the same time. So it was a present from a former version of myself that I had let this like fall behind something, and it was tucked away and I found it and I'm so excited to use it. And it's got a little bag to live in until I'm ready. And here's the rest of my Tunisian crochet hooks. Oh, these are Knitter's Pride. It's too shiny. There. Oh, wait, I had it there. They're fun, colorful wood. I didn't get there were some really extra sets, and I didn't go for those because I wasn't sure I would be into this. Like, what if I hate it? And then I've, spent $100 on, I'm not, that would be the first time, on something that I never do again. So I'm into it. Do I regret not buying the Lantern Moon set for twice as much? Not really. I'll be all right. I was telling myself that I can get like a single. I'll buy myself a Lantern Moon something or other someday, but I'm not that worried about it right now. All right, my friends. I think that's about it for your latest episode of Librophiliac Knits. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you're into this YouTube foolishness, give me a like and subscribe and share with your friends. I'm having a good time. I hope you're having a good time. Life stuff. I think I'm going to visit my sister in a couple of weeks, and I don't think I've fully warned the people I live with that I will not be around to help with the toddler. So I'm going to need to do that. Yeah, we were supposed to have a snowpocalypse, and it did not hit as bad as it was supposed to. They were telling us 2 feet of snow, and we got 10 inches, so that's all right. We were having a good day yesterday. The new setup in the living room with no TV has made me realize exactly how reliant on screens we are, because now the child is just asking if he can play on my phone all day long. No. That's how I read my knitting patterns, which makes me like, oh, should I get myself a tablet so I can do my knitting patterns and he can still... No! Find something else to do. Like, print out the damn knitting pattern. I'm a disaster. We have been listening to some audiobooks. We have one of those Amazon Alexa things, and it hooks up to the Audible, so I purchased the complete Chronicles of Narnia, and Chase and I have been listening to those, which for the most part I've enjoyed. The Horse and His Boy turns out to be sort of like quasi-Islamophobic, which I was disappointed about. Like, come on. I mean, I know that C.S. Lewis comes from a different time, but it's like, I think you could have done this a different way. No, whatever. He is what he is. The stories are fun, and cancel culture is exhausting. But am I going to go back and listen to that story over and over again? Probably not. It is what it is, but now I think we can do better. And I really enjoy listening to stories where Muslims are the main character, or reading, whatever. I recently read a book that I really enjoyed called The Bad Muslim Discount, and it was about a man who immigrates from Pakistan and a woman who sort of running for her life forever. I think she starts out in Iran or Saudi Arabia, and then she's in Afghanistan for a while, and eventually she ends up in the US, and they like cross paths momentarily, but I really liked it. Anyway, this is neither here nor there. What have I been reading lately? You know, that you see a bookshelf there, but those are my journals. Those are not my books. My stack of books has not been decreasing particularly, because I have been busy using all of my spare time to be on Discord when I'm not making things. And we've been listening to the audiobook together, so that was fun. But now I can't think of it. I just read something and I liked it. Hi, I'm editing, and the answer to what the heck have I been reading was The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin, Hedy's Folly about Hedy Lamarr and a musician whose name I've forgotten again, who invented the precursor of cellular phone technology, and Spare by Prince Harry. And I liked all of them. I'm in the middle of finally reading The Girl with the Pearl Earring. Wax, that's for you. I know that you said it's your favorite, and I want to know what all the hype is about. And it's pretty good so far. I just got to the part with the plague. If there's more than one part, I don't know. But I keep sort of starting things and then not finishing them because I'm not sure what kind of a mood I'm in. I can't get past the first page of The Thin Man by Dashiell Hammett because it's just so casually misogynist. I've been writing a fair amount. This is my latest journal. I'm sort of a 50-50 bullet journaler / write it all down. And I had classes this week. What if I know that I read something. I was participating in the February challenge and then I just fell off. And now I feel like I'm too far behind. I think the one that stumped me was they wanted something for a throwback. And I was like, I don't have any old pictures of my knitting really, except for like, do you have this problem? One of my old Ravelry profile pictures is like a throwback of me knitting, but do I know where that actual picture is? No. So can I change the profile picture? No, because I don't want to lose that. Like, that's why my Instagram profile picture will probably be the same forever, is because if I make that go away, I can't have that picture back. I don't know how to get it back out of Instagram so that I can like save it for myself. And now it's like a pixelated thumbnail from a million years ago, but it's a really cute picture from like Ziggy's infancy. So like 10 or 11 years ago when my kids were young, my older kids. This is getting really long. What am I even talking about right now? I was talking about books. I love books. I've been reading and writing and not enough arithmetic. Yeah. So, exciting things that will be happening today. I'm going to go to the post office and I'm going to return. I have like 2 or 3 books that are like a week overdue, most of which I am not reading. So I give up. Yeah. And then my stash down is also for my books. I have so many books, so many, and they're so good, and I know that they're good. I'm having the same problem with movies. I just want to go back and watch the same crap over and over again. And it's like, well, why are you trying to watch that again? Why don't you look for something new? You might enjoy it just as much as the stuff that you go back and watch over again. Yesterday I was sort of 50-50 about that. I watched The Gray Man, which was fun. I love a good shoot 'em up, and all the boys were pretty. But then I watched Notting Hill randomly because I was like, does this still hold up? I know Hugh Grant turned out to be kind of icky, but I do love Julia Roberts. And the more times I watch that show, the more I love Spike. It was like, what's his name? Reese something or other. But he absolutely stole the show in that movie. And Like, the more times I watch it, the more times I watch it for him. There's something wrong with this yogurt. It's not yogurt, it's mayonnaise. Oh, and then he just keeps eating it. It's my favorite. I love him. Yeah. All right. That's more than enough. Thanks for coming to see me again. And, you know, wish me luck on all my many projects. I hope you like the red lips today. I just wanted to match my ridiculous bra. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know if you like the new background, the new background, or you want me to go back to the old background, or if I should set up somewhere new. I love the lighting. This is, you know, this is the classic artist atelier lighting. I have big windows that are north facing, and I get this sort of diffuse light, and I can't, all of the places where I sit in the house are with my back to a window. So like, there's nowhere, if I were to put this chair back where it normally lives here and then open the windows, then I'm just backlit the whole time. So that doesn't really work. All right. Bye, friends. Thanks for watching.